In a world where leaders hide behind titles, masks, or carefully crafted images, true authenticity is going to be your most powerful tool. But how can you harness authenticity to inspire trust, cultivate loyalty, and drive performance? Stick around, because today we're diving deep into why authenticity isn't just admirable, it's essential. Are you ready? Hey everyone, John here. 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 Welcome to the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast. Hey everyone, John here. Welcome to the episode today. We're going to talk about why authenticity matters the most. When you talk about everything else that you can possibly do as a leader, being authentic is going to get you the most impact to your organizations and your teams. So let's dive into the content today. Many times, and you've probably been there, where you work for a leader, you have a boss that is in it for themselves. They use they use me a lot, my team, my company, my products, my customers. You see where I'm going here? Authentic leaders impact organizations in a very different way. It can still be yours. However, it's important for us to get everybody's buy-in, and that's what we're going to unpack today. Are one, some ways that you can begin to think differently about authenticity, and then two, we're going to give you some practical applications for you to begin working on your authentic self today. So the first topic we're going to talk about is building trust. And authenticity inspires trust. And inspiring trust in others is the foundation for leadership. Leadership is, we tend to overcomplicate it out there, leaders. I'm telling you, we think too much about the ins and outs of spreadsheets and budgets and the fact that we think we have to know everything, when all it comes down to, our team, our company, our business, they just need to know that we got their back. And so when we talk about authentic leaders inspiring trust, there's a couple different things here I want you to begin to challenge yourself on. Are you a leader that other people can trust with information? Do people walk into your office regularly, or do you have conversations where they share pertinent, whether it's personal or whether it's business-related information with you? If you're not having those conversations, you probably have a trust issue, and it begins with you. You have to be vulnerable. Remember, leadership is about initiating and modeling the behavior that we want others to exhibit. So if we are not modeling trust, if we are not exhibiting that behavior, our team, our employees, they are not going to reciprocate that. They're not going to give it back to us. So it starts with us. And this is essential for high-performance teams. I want high performers on my team that have the ability to go out and think on their own, make decisions on their own, and do a great job for the organization. So that way we build together. Where I go, you go. And it's important for authentic leadership to be displayed in order for you to attract high-performing people. High performers don't want to be micromanaged. They don't want to be felt like they got a ceiling that they've reached. So in order to do that, in order to ensure that doesn't happen, we have to have that foundation of trust through our authenticity in order for them to come to us to have those conversations. And we'll talk about why that's important in just a sec. The second one we're going to talk about is authenticity strengthens your leadership identity. So when we talk about what our identity looks like, and let's just throw out the word leadership right now. Who is the real John Espinosa? What is your identity? Do you show up differently at work than you do at home? If the answer is yes, you might want to unpack that. Those are things to think about. There's a lot of energy put into creating an identity, and that energy is our most precious resource. So if we are creating a separate identity at work for our colleagues, our peers, our company, our teams, whatever that looks like, and then we're coming home and we got a whole different identity. Now, I'm not talking about a dad role and a boss role or a mentor role or a wife being a wife. I'm talking about John. I'm talking about you, Go Be Great community. What is your identity? What are your values? How do you communicate? What are the things that are important to you? Those things drive or are part of your identity. And one of the things that I have gotten laser focused on is creating one identity, one John that I can work on, because that's the other piece here. In order to improve, that one identity is hard enough. If you got 2 to 3 identities out there, it's going to be difficult for you to work on each one. So why don't you just consolidate everything and work on that one identity? Make sense? So when we talk about strengthening our leadership identity through authenticity, what are your values around leadership? What's your leadership philosophy? And have you shared that with your team? Humanizing ourselves through authenticity helps us be relatable. And when we go in and there's a challenge that we need to inspire others to think differently about in order for us to overcome that, it is going to be a lot easier if we have that one identity and we're leading through that one leadership identity. So very important there. Establish your leadership identity. Journal this stuff down. Ask yourself, who is John? Who is the best version of John? That's even a better question, I think, because now we're talking about what can I work for. I want to take a short break to share some exciting news with you. I'm going to be hosting a live event. We're going to talk about the 5 strategies to building a high-performance team. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, you're looking to scale your business, you started out as a solopreneur, as 1 or 2 people, and now you have systems and processes in place, and you have to grow your business. We only have a certain amount of time as individuals. We can expand that time exponentially through teams. So it's important to understand how to build teams, how to sustain teams, how to train teams. And we're going to talk about that. If you've been in a situation where you've inherited a team, maybe you're a new leader to the organization, or maybe you're a new business owner, you're going to want to sign up and not miss it. We'll have a short presentation, and then I'll open it up for questions and answers. I'm excited for you to join us. Head on over to thejohnespinosa.com and get registered. Now back to the show. The third one, and I mentioned this earlier, is very similar to inspiring trust, but it's really a way that we can inspire trust, is authenticity drives meaningful connections. When we are authentic, then what that allows us to do is engage in a way to where people don't think we have a hidden agenda. If you are a leader out there and you have a hidden agenda, you may be able to hide it from even the closest people to you, but eventually you're going to get found out. And when that happens, you're going to lose people. I've seen it happen. I've experienced it. When people feel like it's all about you, the leader, the boss, the owner of the company, they're not going to buy in to the overall vision of where you want to go because they don't have any stake in the game. They haven't helped create what you feel is important. Authenticity will drive higher productivity. It will drive increased employee engagement. When you show up as your authentic self, job satisfaction is going to go up. People are going to have problems and challenges, but they are more likely to check those at the door and come to work and do what they need to do than if they don't believe you're authentic. So it's important for us to take these 3 things. Authentic leaders inspire trust. Authenticity strengthens our leadership identity. And the third one, authenticity drives meaningful conversation. So let's get into some practical applications on how you can do each one of these. And I mentioned a couple, but these are going to be very specific to each one. So a way that you can inspire others and build trust, I call it AMA. Ask Me Anything sessions. This is another great way. I'm a big labeling things because people look forward to it. Whether they're lunch and learns, Failure Friday I've talked about. This one's AMA. Ask Me Anything. This can be scheduled monthly. It can be scheduled weekly. You can just schedule it whenever you want to schedule it. But here, people are allowed to openly ask you questions. And you respond in a very open and transparent way. What's another way that you can think of where people can come and ask you anything and you're either letting them know what you know or you're telling them, I don't know, but now I'm going to go find out. It leads you into a way to go figure out those problems and answer those questions that people have. Because if they have a bunch of questions and they're unclear about what's going on in the organization, that's what they're going to focus on when they really need to be focusing on the work. So it allows you as the leader to open up your eyes to really what is happening in the organization. AMA, ask me anything. The second one here, so this practical strategy is going to relate back to strengthening your leadership identity, journaling and reflection. I journal every single day, and you all know how I feel about journaling. I hope you're journaling right now, some of these practical steps. If not, save this episode, go back and listen to it again. Reflection and journaling every single day has helped me gain clarity around my identity. One of the things that I've noticed, I take a sheet of paper, draw a line in the middle. How do you show up at work? How are you showing up at home? How are you showing up wherever other environment? And maybe you're part of a church group, or you're coaching a little league team, or you're just getting into maybe another club, your school, at school, you're getting into that. How are you showing up for each one of those groups? Write it down. What are your roles? What are your values to each one? And it'll quickly identify where you're incongruent. And then you work across the board to where now you gain alignment through all of those three. You only show up one way, and now you can focus your energy on making that one identity the best it can be. And I do that through reflection and journaling. And if you're okay with sharing some of this with your team, it's going to make a bigger impact. So that's a way that you can address strengthening your leadership identity through authenticity. The last one, authenticity driving meaningful connections. So here, we got to engage with our employees. If you always have your door shut, you're not reaching out to employees. And I'm not talking about texting. I know there's some virtual leaders out there. I know there's some people who virtual from their teams. This isn't a text. There's capability now, whether it's on your telephone or it's in one of your computer applications. Get on video, get eyeball to eyeball, and engage with your team, engage with your peers, engage with your bosses. It's important for us to see each other. And then as a leader, focus on active listening. If you do nothing but look at that individual as they're talking and really be intent about quieting your mind, don't raise that mental hand, and listen to your employees, listen to the people who are driving your business initiatives, I promise you're going to get some gold nuggets that you can take back, kind of like they Ask Me Anything, and then journal them down. I have a journal, and I even journal down conversations, and I let them know I'm listening. It tells people that what they say is important. That's key to active listening. First, quieting your mind. Then, taking down some notes. Find those trends, right? As a leader, be creative. Don't just follow what's in the leadership books. You have to adapt to your particular organizations. And this is a great way to be able to do that. So today we discussed, and hopefully you're going to walk away with the reason why authenticity matters the most in leadership. Put these applications to work. I want to challenge yourself to peel back the layers and figure out and ask, am I truly authentic? Am I being my authentic self? Am I showing up differently? Start there, create the authenticity, and it will inspire your team to do great things. I believe in you. Go be great. Talk to everyone later. Bye. If you like what you're hearing, do us a favor. Click on that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up or leave a comment. That lets us know that what we are putting out benefits you. If you want additional information or resources or learn how to work with me, head on over to thejohnespinosa.com, because when we become better versions of ourselves, it helps us get others to where they're going. Go be great. Talk to everyone later.